Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most abominable relationships to crop up across the anime scene. Number 10, Sayori and Toshihiko, Detective Conan. After tackling thousands of cases, Conan was bound to encounter at least a few that ended in a dubious manner. But even then, the case of the poisoned bride is downright infuriating. Why? Aside from the bride and groom being teacher and former student, which is already a little weird, it turns out that they're also victim and culprit respectively. Due to a misunderstanding, Toshihiko poisons his bride-to-be out of revenge. Despite this, Sayori decides it's all good and decides to go ahead with the engagement. Something tells us their honeymoon is going to involve a lot of police tape.
しかし、この3年後、先生は結婚することになる。相手はもちろん、先生が20年間思い続けたあの人。
Number 19, Pizza and Luvelia. Pizza Grill and the Philosopher's Time. We're not saying that Luvelia is the most interesting or well-developed character out there, but even as a narrative tool, she does not deserve to go through this. Because the plot said so, Peter just can't help but find himself getting raunchy with every monster girl he encounters. This contrived cycle of him meeting a new lover each episode and always ending up in some manner of horizontal refreshment gets old quickly, mainly due to how he keeps stating his love for Luvelia. Dude, either cut her loose or keep it in your pants. There is no middle ground here. Number 18, Ko and Nina. Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. We won't pretend that the Gundam franchise isn't filled to the brim with broken couples and tragic endings, but even by those metrics, what Ko and Nina have is confusing, confounding, and quite honestly, he probably would have been better off dating his mobile suit.
Nina? I want you, Nina. I really mean it. I want you to be with me, always.
Oh, Ko.
Despite things starting off rocky, Ko and Nina start to become closer, until she suddenly reveals she used to be intimate with the resident bad guy, Gato.
Were all your feelings for me alive? Tell me!
No, Ko. Gato!
She's so conflicted about these feelings, she goes out of her way to help him escape. Didn't seem to bother Ko apparently, on account that after doing a year's stint in the joints, they still end up together. Number 17, Kazuya and Ruka, Rent-a-Girlfriend.
私、更科ルカは宣誓します。お二人の関係並びに水原千鶴さんのご職業については今後一切口外しないと。和也君が私と付き合ってくれるなら。
Honestly, we'd love to say that Kazuya shouldn't be allowed near women in general, but among the unlucky members of his harem that have filtered in and out of his life, what he has with Ruka is by far the most toxic. For one thing, their relationship is built on blackmail, with Ruka forcing Kazuya into their entanglement. Throw in her forcing herself onto him, as well as using his connection to Chizuru as leverage, and she paints an undesirable portrait. Not easy to do when the guy she supposedly likes is also reviled by just about everyone. Number 16, Kaname and Yuki, Vampire Knight.
No, stop it, Zero! This man, he's my older brother!
Love triangles are a messy business, but what do you expect when you bring hot vampire bishonen into the mix? We have nothing against them, it's just that if this series had to give us a romantic rival for Zero to battle for Yuki's heart, we'd rather it be anyone but Kaname.
Do me the honor of dancing with me.
We're not sure what's worse, the fact that he wants to be both a big brother figure and her lover, or that they're actually related by ancestry. That's twice the blood-related cringe for the price of one. It's really not that hard of a decision to make, Yuki. Number 15, Takami and Mina, Akame ga Kill. The newest addition to the night raid certainly knows how to earn the attention of the ladies, but in this case, it's probably to his detriment. From the get-go, Mina sees Tatsumi as a burden and not worthy of joining their elite assassin group. This pestering, teasing, and ridiculing goes on all throughout their tenure, only for her to confess her love during her death scene.
大好きよ
There's so little chemistry here that even S-Death seems like a more logical choice. Seriously, where did this come from?
私の部屋で語ろう二人きりでな
Number 14, Yuki and Yuno, Future Diary.
笠井ユノ僕の彼女だ
Stringing along a stalker with yandere tendencies and a penchant for axes? What could go wrong? While she may appear sweet and innocent on the outside, Yuno is actually a psychopath whose only goal in life is ensuring her and Yuki's survival by killing off the rest of the Future Diary holders, as well as anyone else Yuki happens to have contact with.
ユキはユノが守ってあげる
And somehow, she still comes out rosier than her hubby of choice. We're not sure we've seen a more pathetic, morally bankrupt, and unlikable protagonist than Yuki, to the extent we're actively cheering for him to get an axe to the face. Truly a match written in the stars. Number 13, Natsuo, Hina, and Ruie, Domestic Girlfriend. It's a sacred anime commandment, thou shalt not crush on thy teacher and then immediately hook up with a random classmate, lest both end up as your stepsisters.
ちょっとお願いがあるんだけどいい
別にいいけど
Because that's exactly what happens to Natsuo. Turns out both his dream woman and recent conquest are siblings in real life, leading to them being bound together as one family after his father remarries. Naturally, things go off the rails from there, whether you're comparing their dismal handling of an absurd situation or how Hina really shouldn't be breaking beds with her students. This is a dumpster-fire triple threat that is hilarious to watch burn.
初めてちゃんと名前で呼んでくれたね
Number 12, Kiritsugu and Iris Veil, Fate Zero. Just because she was created to become a tool to be used in the Fourth Holy Grail War doesn't mean she deserved to be blanked by her supposed husband.
僕は君を死なせる羽目になる
Despite the two of them marrying and conceiving a child together, Kiritsugu is not exactly the best partner, so he's lucky Iris Veil's love for him is so unconditional. Then of course there's the whole sacrificing her to become the vessel of the Grail, not to mention the little fling he had with Maya. Jeez, even Saber is a bad gentleman.
エスコートは騎士の役目
Number 11, Light and Misa, Death Note.
彼女にしてください
Turns out that the god of the new world isn't just a mass murderer with a messiah complex. He's also a jerk when it comes to women. As the second Kira, Misa was infatuated with light to the point where it becomes almost mindless worship, eager to help him on his crusade of death. You'd think he'd be kind of happy to have a companion like her, but no. To Kira, all she is a tool that he can easily manipulate. He even considered eventually killing her in order to cover his own back. Oh yeah, and to top it off, he cheated on her with another woman who he promised to make his goddess. Smooth.
君も僕と共に新世界の女神になるんだ
Number 10, Goku and ChiChi, Dragon Ball Z.
As for you, Goku, hit the road! Don't call us, we'll call you!
To be honest, we're not sure who is more ill-suited for who. Goku, even after all these years, still has no comprehension of what marriage means, except giving his wife the occasional child. ChiChi, on the other hand, has a temper that could probably scare Frieza, and for some reason tries to constantly change the nature of her hubby, who, again, is an alien raised in the woods who is driven by combat. They could not be further apart, but neither are really putting in the effort when it comes to compromise. There's really no excuse after seeing how well Vegeta and Bulma work as a pair.
Thanks for the flowers.
Number 9, Akane and Naromi, Scum's Wish. Sorry Naromi, this one's all on you bro. We can't fault you when it comes to falling for such a beautiful colleague, but when you learned about Akane's habits, you really should have flown the coop.
男の子から向けられる好意ほど気持ちいいものなんて。
By her own admission, Akane loves the thrill of leading guys on, dumping them on the fly, and holds very little regard for commitments. She's even gone all the way with one of her students. It's in nature, and she's happy with it. I mean, fair enough.
めちゃくちゃ浮気しますよ。
いいんですか？やったー！
浮気はいいのか。
And yet, knowing all this, Naromi still decides to marry her. That is deeply demeaning. Number 8, Sasuke and Sakura, Naruto series.
お前うざいよ。
You just had to go back to your old ways, didn't you, Sakura? At the start of the series, these two were nothing more than a one-sided crush. Over time, however, as Sasuke leaned towards his role as a villain, Sakura actually matured into a shinobi who could stand on her own 2 feet, at least until the end of the Great Ninja War, where she divulges that she's still got the hots for the last Uchiha.
罪を償う旅でもある。お前は俺の罪とは関係ない。
関係ないか。
One time skip later, and what do we get? Sakura raising Sasuke's daughter while he's off by himself again. Number 7, Yuzu and May, Citrus. Well, they got the sour part right, because there is nothing sweet about these two. The stepsister angle is odd enough, but given the medium, it's nothing new by this point. The real issue actually comes from May, who is way too forceful with her feelings for Yuzu.
あなたが黙るにはこれが一番効くみたいだから。
Ergo, there is a lot of unwarranted and unwanted intimate scenes. It's probably one of the most problematic Yuri couplings out there, and comes across as more derogatory than it does erotic. Yuzu should probably see someone about this.
誰かの体温を求めてしまうのは私が歪んでいるせいなのかしら。
Number 6, almost every Digidestined, Digimon Adventure 02.
Hey everybody, look, it's TK!
Hello!
Okay, anime, you want to give everyone a happy ending. Cool. You want to marry each of the Digidestined off and give them kids with random people. Not cool.
Hey, you wanna play tag? Yeah.
Admittedly, it's nice to see that Yoli got with Ken in the end, but that's hardly scratching the surface. Did Kari and TK end up together? Nope. Well, that was a waste of development. It all feels like a crazy afterthought, even though the romantic blueprint was right there. Hell, we would have even taken Davis and Kari instead of an off-screen stranger.
So, Sora, are you going to the concert with anybody? I mean, not that it matters to me, just wondering.
No, I want to be available in case Matt is free afterwards.
Oh.
Number 5, Makoto and Sekai, School Days. He's a terrible person, she's a terrible person. What happens when you put them both together?
桂さんに悪いよ。
ことの葉のことはいいんだ。
Lots of meaningless hookups that end in murder. Originally just a friend who encouraged Makoto to pursue a relationship with another girl, Sekai's jealousy eventually led to the pair of them beginning an affair. We're not sure how she pictured their fairy tale romance, but he proceeds to cheat on her with another girl, then another and another, and, well, you get the idea. Granted, she could have walked away from this all, but no, stabbing him to death was the only logical thing to do, apparently. Number 4, Judge and Sora, One Piece. Sanji's father is the worst. There's no other way around it. And that unfortunately extends to the relationship he had with his late wife Sora.
なんて恐ろしいことを。
すでに手術の準備はできている。
やめて、私の子たちを。心を失ったら、そんなの人間じゃない。
怪物でいいんだ。戦争にさえ勝てればな。
Caring not for emotions, only strength, Judge went out of his way to ensure his children would become soulless powerhouses. And for that to happen, he forced Sora to undergo experimental surgery. Her attempts to undo this, combined with the strain of it all, ultimately claimed her life. Not that Judge seemed to care all that much. Absolute scum.
母ならもう死んだ。亡き者の影を追うな。
Number 3, Takami and Hachi, Nana.
そうだよ、そんなの。
うるせえな。
The highs and lows of the relationships of both women named Nana form the entire identity of this series, and while Nana K, affectionately known as Hachi, seems the far more bubblier of the two, her taste in one particular man becomes incredibly questionable. Takami is both cavalier in his attitude towards commitments as well as extremely possessive. If he's not cheating on Hachi, then he's taking things to a non-consensual degree. Twice, actually. It's just a shame that Hachi ended up so caught up in his web that she stayed with him in spite of it all.
それより俺の怒りを鎮めてくれ。他の男にやられっぱなしじゃ収まらねえ。お前は何の心配もせずに。
Number 2, Endeavor and Ray, My Hero Academia. We certainly appreciate the steps the second greatest hero has and will continue to take to atone for his past. That being said, oh boy, Endeavor truly put his family through hell for no other reason than pride and a dangerously vast inferiority complex.
ヒーロー逃げてるだけじゃないの。
In order to topple All Might, Endeavor sought perfection through the quirks of his children. His treatment of them not only left deep emotional resentment among his progeny, but led one of them to turn to the dark side.
なぜ東野を止めなかったね。頼んだはずだ。
All the while, his wife was mentally broken from having to bear so many children from a man she had grown to fear and loathe. There is no easy fix for the Todoroki family. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kyosuke and Kirino, Oremo. Every good romance has to have a few obstacles to overcome, and while the verbal abuse that Kyosuke had to endure from the pint-sized closeted otaku was often way too harsh, it could be all overlooked if their relationship developed in an organic and fulfilling manner. Except there's one fatal flaw to this coupling. They are full-on blood-related siblings.
んなわけないでしょ。うわマジ引く。
Something that doesn't seem to stop them from going all out and trying to get married. Throw in the fact that Kyosuke was surrounded by so many better options, and you have anime's grossest relationship. Which couple makes you the most uncomfortable? Let us know in those comments below.
明日からは全て守りなさい。
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.